Well, hi everybody. During lockdown last year in 2021, I decided to make use of my spare time, which I had plenty of, and make a lithium battery for my caravan. You make these batteries from raw cells. They're sourced from China, and you deal through a mob called AliExpress. Some of the things you need if you're going to do this is one of these, which is a capacity tester, which you use to test the capacity of the battery after it's constructed. You also need a good BMS, which is a battery management system. I bought this one from AliExpress also. It's a 60 amp discharge current and 30 amp charge current, which is plenty big for what I want. You also need a battery charger, a lithium battery charger, which I also got from AliExpress, and it's a 14.6 volt 8 amp charger. Right, so having purchased those things, at the same time I ordered the raw cells from AliExpress and waited for months and months, well, not months, yeah, a couple of months, and never arrived. So I took it up with AliExpress and they gave me my money back. And when I did that, I thought, wasted a lot of time now, so I decided to buy one of their drop-in batteries instead and don't muck around making one. So I ordered one. That was back in November, I think it was. Well, we're in March now, 2022, and it hadn't arrived, so I took the matter up with AliExpress again. And after a little while, they gave me my money back on that. So I've got all this gear now, which is terrific, but I haven't got a battery to test it on. So what I decided to do was go to eBay and buy one of their drop-in El Cheapo drop-ins, which I did. And bring this forward. I purchased a 135 amp hour Rapid X battery. So when it arrived, I checked the voltage, and it was about 13.14 volts, so it obviously needed charging up. Excuse me. And so I got the trusty battery charger I bought from AliExpress, and the way this works is got two lights there. They're not on at the moment. They both shine red apparently when it's charging, and this one here, which is to your right I guess, is red and it's charging, and this one here turns green when it's fully charged. So that's fine. So you plug it in, connect it to the battery, and it comes on red, and when it turns green it's fully charged. So let's go ahead and do it and see what happens. Now always wear safety glasses when you're mucking around with these things, because if you do short circuit it, they can spark off a fair amount of energy. Now the battery charger's plugged in now. The two red lights are on, so everything seems to be right, and it's charging. This light here will turn green when it's fully charged. So let's leave it on and we'll see what we can get it up to. Now remembering it started off at 13.14. Well, we're about 3 or 4 minutes into the charging, and the old trusty charger starts flashing. The power light's on. The globe that should be turning green is flashing green and red. Now there's nothing in the manual to tell me what's that all about. All I can think of is that the charger is faulty. I can't do anything about it because it's probably 12 months since I bought the damn thing. So what I've had to do is bite the bullet, go to eBay, and I ordered a 12 volt lithium battery charger, 20 amp one this time, and as soon as it arrives, which hopefully in a few days, we'll test it and see if I can charge the old girl up to 13.5 at least. Right, the 20 amp charger has arrived from eBay, and that's it there. Came well packaged, but no instructions and no manual. So, just reading from the charger, it says the indicator of lead. Red is charging, green is finished or prepare charging. So I imagine it means if it's red, it's charging. If it's green, it's fully charged. So we'll plug it in and see what happens. But before I do, I'd just like to go back to the little 8 amp charger, the flashing light one. And maybe the BMS on the battery is saying it's fully charged, and that's what's causing this to flash green instead of a constant green. I don't know. So anyway, I'll charge the 20 amp. I'll put the 20 amp charger on and see what happens. Well, it seems success at last. The new charger charged the battery up to 14.55 before it cut out, and that was about 2 hours. So I assume that being a 20 amp charger that it's put in around 40 amps, but who knows. Now the battery, as I said, went up to 14.55. I left it for 24 hours and it's now settled back to about 13.57, which I assumed is fully charged. So the next step now will be to give it a capacity test and see just how good this battery is. Okay, the capacity tester, as I call it, is set up on top of the battery here, ready to go. I've set the low charge voltage cutout at 12 volts because I can't imagine why you'd want to go anything higher than 12 volts. Now this little machine here is saying the battery's at 13.6. On the multimeter it says 13.57, so it's fairly close. I'm going to draw 10 amps, so assuming I get anywhere near 135 amp hours, it's going to take me about 13 hours to test this, so I'll report back. Now the capacity tester cut out at 12 volts and I'm more than happy with the results as shown here. The battery is now installed in the caravan along with a Renogy 20 amp lithium compatible DC-DC charger and a 15 amp Victron solar regulator. Okay, look, I never intended the video to be this long, nor did I intend it to be a review of the Rapid X battery, but I'm pleased with the results of the capacity test. I got 132 or nearly 133 amp hours. I'm sure if I set the discharge at 10 volts, I would have achieved 135 amp hours or better. So I can only say that it's passed that test. But the next test will be my caravan trip next, which is to New South Wales and Queensland. And until then, cheerio.